Tonight, from Lumen Field in Seattle, it's the NFC Championship game. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Carolina Panthers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports, and man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So just a disastrous start to a playoff game as they fumble away the opening kickoff.
It's so simple. Ball security, so important in a game like this.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On play action, Locke out to his left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Seahawks have struck first in this NFC title game. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. get it to his own 20 after breaking through the contact. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Back to throw. Lowry checks this down to Edwards out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is taken at the 23. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Block off of play action. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They fake the handoff, now Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that ball incomplete. He couldn't work free from his defender, and now it's 3rd down. Play action, now it's Locke. Going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. First and 10. Lowry. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now a handoff. Edwards. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
I'm with you on that one. And what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
A big play there on the catch and run. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw. Lowry firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Out of the gun, they give to Edwards. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down. Lowry, man open. That's Jamar Chase, complete. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Lowry. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Looking to throw. Lowry. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they...
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Edwards. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Jamar Chase from 4 yards out. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is down to a field goal. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Taking it about the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they load him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side.
And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Locke rolling to his left. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. Lock to throw for it on 4th. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hodges. And all the way down to the 5. From their own territory, an incredible play on 4th down. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On first down, Lowry. Over the middle, complete. It's Edwards. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. They'll look to throw again. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
So here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bass. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Jamar Chase
in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
CD, for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Takes it at the 7.
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, what half remains in the battle to see who will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the AFC Championship game held earlier today. And it's Miami Dolphins who are heading to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this NFC Championship game. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Halas Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year, and they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard. Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Locke steps away to his left. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pick.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown! DK Metcalf. 43 yards. And the Seahawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Showtime, partner. What a great one-handed catch. How much of that was him? How much of that were the gloves?
Now for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Lowry.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase.
They'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Yeah, we will get another look at Seattle's offense.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. To throw it is Locke. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. The Seahawks send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. This is taken at the 15. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball, where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play, you do it. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong.
Here's the Panthers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. That time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
DK Metcalf for the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
You get hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
We're in the 3rd quarter of the NFC title game. This is 2nd and 10.
Locke going to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 31-yard line. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Clock now to throw. Forced out to his left. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. throwing on first down. Lowry gets this one to Morris. 7 yards, the pick up there. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw on second down. Lowry over the middle, complete. That's Morris.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Lowry. And that is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Back to throw again. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. The point after is good. And the lead is now 24. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It won't end in a victory, like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Back to throw. Lowry. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And you can bet that they are starting to sense it now. That George Halas trophy nearly theirs. Their spot as NFC champions oh so close as they try to finish this one off. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. Extra point attempt to follow here. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Carolina getting set to take the field. And their backs really against the wall now. And we knew how tough it would be for them. You're coming on the road, NFC title game, crazy environment, and certainly just not looking good here in the 4th. On 1st and 10, Lowry, he finds his man, complete. It's Morris. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:25 left to go in the contest. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he'll give it here to his running back. A little juke. Fights through and now a crease. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
They'll actually throw it with Locke. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Extra point attempt here still to come. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1 yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second. To throw from his end zone. Lowry, he finds his man, complete. It's Bass. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. And for all these guys, whether you're a rookie, a 10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs.
And you feel like family. Never at any time do you feel more like family than when you're sharing the joy of being the NFC champs. And now everyone gets to say they're going to the Super Bowl.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.